Alright, you're probably thinking of going to Peru if that's why you're watching this video and you want to know about Peru Hop. Well, I just finished a 3-week trip with my family of 6, my wife and 4 kids, from 7 to 16, and I give you all the rundown on what we did, the goods and bads about the trip. Peru Hop did make some mistakes, and they had some good things, so I'll tell you everything that we experienced on our trip. We wanted to go to Bolivia, but the land border was still closed, so we had to do the full south from Lima to Cusco. You're going to land in Lima. You need 2 or 3 days. There's a lot to see there. Beautiful city, beautiful coast. Make sure you have some time in Lima. Kind of adjust to the new country, get your things sorted out before you get on the bus. Hey, I'm hanging out on a rooftop here in Lima, Peru. We're here. We've been here for 2 days, and right in the middle of the Omicron blow-up. It's January 10th. Things have gotten way worse than we thought they'd be. We were hoping this was all going to taper down as we traveled. But we're taking Peru Hop, and I'm going to try to take you along and figure out how they do it. I've heard a lot of good things about Peru Hop. We'll give you our honest review on what they do and how their COVID protocols are. So far, they've been super attentive to all of our needs, trying anything they can to get us happy. So we'll take you along and see what we can find out. One thing to note, the hop on, hop off that they advertise, kinda, you have to have all of your destinations picked and your days picked to start the trip. That doesn't mean you have to stick with those dates, but you have to have a full itinerary so they can check you out to each town. They need 24 to 48 hours to move those itineraries, which is understandable. They need to know how many people they've got on a bus, but not quite as hop on and hop off as they advertise. You still have all the freedom in the world, you just have to give them some notice. So our first pickup was about 5:30 in the morning. I gave them my hotel information and they pulled up in the bus. This is a blue bus. It just doesn't have the Peru Hop red wrap on it yet, but it's their bus. And we were off. Only picked up maybe 6 or 8 people, and we were on our way to Paracas. Right off the bat, the Peru Hop guides were amazing. They explained where we were, what we were doing, how long we would be traveling, what the traffic would be like, what we would see along the way, what to expect in the destination. They were very informative and very helpful.
Point, all your belongings there. You can leave everything there, and when you finish your tour,
the buses were very comfortable. As you can see, my family was tired from getting up early and they all laid back and slept. USB chargers in all of the seats. Really comfortable bus. Yeah, we just arrived in Paracas. 3.5 hour drive through the most desolate Afghanistan looking desert I've ever seen. We arrived in Paracas and we were going to stay at the Los Frailes Hotel, which is a nice hotel. One thing to know, Peru Hop will not book your night's accommodations for you. You need to get your own rooms. You need to call or email ahead. You can email pretty good because they can translate different languages. Calling on the phone might be hard if you don't speak Spanish. If you have trouble getting a room, then they will help you find one, but they don't book your room for you. These hotels are not what you're used to. They don't have elevators. You've got to lug your suitcase up and down stairs. So I recommend that you get the suitcase with the internal wheels, the 2 internal wheels. They hold up to a beating. My kids beat the heck out of them throughout our trip, and they held up fine. The ones that stroll easily down the airport terminal with the 4 wheels, those are going to break off. So make sure you have sturdy luggage because it's not a luggage-friendly country. So it's very common in Peru for the hotel rooms to have triple single beds, which worked well for us because we have 6 people. As you can see, my 6'4" boy doesn't fit in a Peruvian bed. He hangs off the end. If you're not staying that night in Paracas and you're just staying the day for an excursion, the Los Frailes Hotel has a great little courtyard waiting area where you can relax, get internet, clean bathrooms. They have a secure storage for your luggage if you go on the excursions. The other place is the Cocopelli Hostel in Paracas. I did a quick walkthrough of that. Looks like a fun place for the younger crowd. Bar, pool. Looks like the rooms are bunk style, hostel style. 12, 16 of them in there. But it looked like a pretty fun environment and a cheap place to stay, and a gate right onto the beach. If you can do 2 nights in Paracas, it'd be nice. I think to get to know that town, you need to wait for everyone to calm down after business hours and go get some dinner, walk the beach, get up early in the morning, see the fishermen head out. It's a pretty nice little place. 2 nights is plenty though. We did the Ballistas island tour, which I just did to do a tour, but come to find out it was very cool. It was like a little Galapagos. Millions of birds, penguins, sea lions, super clear water. It was cool. When you get back on the bus, don't sit behind that llama sticker. That kills your view. It's just a big wrap that goes over the windows and you can't see. So make sure you sit in the front or in the back of the bus. We left for Huacachina the next day in a big dust storm, like nothing I've ever seen before. When we arrived in Huacachina Oasis, the drop-off point was quite a ways from from where our hotel was. We stayed at the Kurasi Hotel, and the guide could tell we were a little disoriented, so she helped us, walked us about a half a mile around, made sure we were all tucked into the hotel, took care of everything, reviewed our pickup points. It just really took care of us, really helpful. The Kurasi Hotel has a nice breakfast in the morning, very basic breakfast, same triple bed setup that we got. Nice hotel, nothing like you're used to in your country or in the United States, but a nice place to stay. Huacachina needs 2 nights for sure. It's a beautiful place. We did the Buggy Tour, which didn't realize what it would be, but it turned into be a white knuckle, all out, just crazy driving dune buggy experience. It was fun. My kids loved it. I had a good time. And the sandboarding was also a great time. Really going fast down those hills. In Huacachina, we took advantage of the free tours that Peru Hop offers. We did the chocolate factory where my kids got to make chocolates, and then we moved on to the winery. My kids didn't like the winery, but they also had a nice meal prepared for us there, chicken and rice. It was extra cost. We had to pay for the meal, but the free tours were great. When I reserved with Peru Hop, they sent me an email that said that they can't operate all of their buses to all of the legs on the full south to Cusco because there's not enough people because of the pandemic. They said that they use the best tour company in Peru besides themselves, and it was equal to their own. So I just didn't think much about it until this crappy Sprinter van pulled up and we had to hold our carry-on bags while we traveled, and it was just bad. A beat down bus. The window blew out on this guy in the front, out of the window frame, and he had to hold it against the window to keep the wind from blowing on his wife for 3 hours. It was a mess. Big downfall right there. Peru Hop dropped the ball on that leg. We made it in the crappy Sprinter bus to the Nazca Tower where we could view the lines. We had a flight booked, but we couldn't do it because of the wind. Everyone would have gotten sick. That night we stayed in Nazca. Not a lot to see there. One night's fine, and we were ready for our bus tour the next night. And we asked them if we were going to have a good bus, and they said, oh yeah, it'll be a big bus. So we didn't think much about it. So we went to the meeting point. The meeting point was the public bus station. So the equal to their own best tour company other than themselves is the public bus system, which wasn't okay with me. The public bus station, not a friendly place. You're just an American tourist or wherever you're from. It's not friendly. They search your bags, have to fight for seats on the bus. It's absolutely jammed full of people. The reason I went on Peru Hop was for the COVID protocol to not be exposed, and I'm just lined up with all these people coughing into rags. It was bad. The buses were actually very nice. If you picture a bus in Peru, you think chickens and goats and all that. No, these are very nice buses. Have footrests, lay back just like the Peru Hop buses. Double decker, kind of jammed in there, but they're fine. They're nice buses. We left from Nazca to Arequipa, which is a 10-hour overnight bus ride, and they don't stop for you. They don't stop for anyone. No excuses. The bus isn't stopping. You can only urinate in the toilets, so there's some things that might be hard for some people you've got to keep in mind. They're just not going to stop. Arequipa is a great city, great food, lots to see, great cathedrals, a very nice plaza. The markets are awesome. You need a few days, 3 or 4 days probably. Don't skimp on Arequipa. We took the bus from Arequipa to Puno. I think it was a 4, 5, 6 hours, I don't remember, hour drive. But if you fly direct from Lima to Cusco, you're never going to see this part of the country. You can only see it on Peru Hop. We go high up in the mountains through these lush green valleys, just herds of alpacas, just beautiful country. Driving down the highway at 14,500 feet, it was amazing to me. We arrived in Puno, elevation 12,500 feet, and couldn't breathe, no oxygen in that city.
Currently can't breathe in Puno, and we just got here. We drove for 6 hours.
We had to lug suitcases again up the hostel. We stayed at the Lucky Hostel, and had to lug our luggage up a flight of stairs. I just walked up a flight of stairs carrying luggage. 12,000 feet. Yeah. Puno is the first place where you start to see the traditional clothing that the women wear. That's because the Spanish couldn't really battle at these high altitudes, and so these people were able to fight back, and they weren't defeated by the Spanish, and so they were able to hold on to their culture, and they really hold on to it now. They don't speak Spanish, they speak Quechua, and I forget the other language, but really proud that they held on to their traditions. Puno is just a beautiful city. We did the Lake Titicaca 2-hour tour. Highly recommend it. You have to go out there. I wish I could have done one of the longer tours, but we were running out of time. Really cool to go out and see these floating islands. They're literally floating islands. You don't understand it until you see it, but it's really cool. We didn't stay in Puno that night. The altitude was really high. We had headaches by that afternoon. Even though we've been on the cocoa candy and drinking tea and everything, you're going to get some major headache. The altitude is really high. I don't know the best remedy, but be prepared for that. We boarded the bus in Puno for the overnight ride to Cusco, and by this point, we're over it. Just want to get to the next spot. We don't care if it's in a wagon. We just want to keep moving. Overnight, slept fine. We were used to the buses by that point, and arrived in Cusco the next morning. And if you're watching this video, I'm sure you've already researched Cusco, so I'm not going to talk about that. We actually weren't able to go to Machu Picchu because the day that we had booked our train to Machu Picchu and our overnight, the agricultural co-op threw a paro, or a protest, and blocked all the roads and the train to get the attention of the governor, which happened to be our day. But that's okay. There's amazing things to see in Cusco. The artwork, the stonework is better in Cusco than it is in Machu Picchu. And the Sacred Valley has things to see. Still an amazing place. So that wraps up our tour on Peru Hop. All in all, I absolutely recommend Peru Hop. Yeah, they had some problems, some transparency issues, but totally understand. What do you do in a pandemic? You're just trying to keep your business alive, and I hope they stay alive. By the time you're watching this, the pandemic may be over, but I hope that Peru Hop made it through the pandemic well. I don't think you'll find a better option. Peru Hop's the way to do it. It's a way to see Peru, and hopefully into Bolivia. That would have been great. One last thing before, two things actually. If you want to go to Peru, go. If you're waiting for the perfect time, it will never come. The mistake we all make in life is we think we have time. We don't have time. It's clicking off every day. Get out there. If you need to make some sacrifices to go, make the sacrifices. Just get out there. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Don't procrastinate. You'll just never go. Just make the decision and go. If you want to go to another country, if it's not Peru, just go. And one last thing, bartering with street vendors. When we first started traveling, we thought it was really fun to barter for $1 or $2 here and there. Well, then I started watching people go home with their rack of sunglasses, see where they live. All they're trying to do is survive. They're just trying to get money for food. They have no idea what disposable income is. They have no idea the money that's in our wallets. Just pay them. Just pay them. Whatever their asking price is. By the end of that trip, we were given 100 sols for a 5-sol item and tell them to keep the change, and they would cry and say gracias a Dios, thanks to God. The little parts that we can play to help these people. They have absolutely starved for 2 years. Starved. So just a little thing. Let's not beat these people up as we use their country. Let's help them. That wraps up my trip with Peru Hop. If there's anybody that have any comments below, let's put them all in there and try to help everybody who's trying to figure out how to do this trip. Thanks for watching. Have a good time in Peru.